So, hey, I am here today because I want to share something that is super important, right? For my new shooters, or for some folks who are just not sure what type of caliber they actually want to add to their arsenal, um, or to their collection. So I've got a couple different rounds, or I got some ammunition here. I'm going to start with the smallest caliber I have currently, and that is a 9 millimeter. So 9 millimeters, probably about one of the most standard worldwide rounds of ammunition that you could find, right? This particular one here is a full metal jacket, i.e., bald head. Full metal jacket is not a hollow point. This is not ammunition that is used for self-defense. This is for target practice, things such as that nature, not something that you would use to protect yourself in a self-defense situation. But if you want to get some training in and you want the closest thing you can get to what it would feel like to actually fire a 9 millimeter round without actually using self-defense ammunition, this is the route you would go, right? Um, I also have 9 millimeter hollow points. So 9 millimeter hollow points has the open tip, and I think this one is 9 millimeter federal law enforcement plus P plus. So this is going to pack a punch. When we talk about ammunition, in one of my next videos, I'll go a little bit more in depth with like the types of ammunition that you can choose for self-defense and what that looks like when you choose plus P, plus P plus, 115, 148, so forth and so on, green, right? That may be foreign language to you now, but it actually does mean something and it's super important. So 9 millimeter self-defense ammo is hollow point. That's something that you want to actually have in that self-defense firearm. When we talk about going up in caliber itself, I have a 40 caliber. Now, when we look at these two in comparison, right? When you look at 9 millimeter hollow point and a 40 caliber hollow point round, can you see the difference in the two? Like, there is a noticeable difference between the two, right? One's going to be a little bit bigger in terms of size. Now, don't get it twisted. That 40 caliber round is going to pack one heck of a punch. So if you're looking to stop the threat and end it pretty quickly, 40 caliber is definitely something that can do that for you. Now, I'll caveat that with this. Training with any firearm is essential for proficiency, right? There are a lot of people out here who have guns and you'll hear them say, oh, I carry a 45, right? But if you only hit the bad guy with one out of those 5 rounds, did you do yourself a good service or a disservice, right? So being proficient with any caliber of firearm is super important. I also have 2 rifle caliber rounds as well. And we'll start with the first one, which is a 223. Goes inside of a AR-15 rifle platform. This one is a 7.62, yep, by 39. Haha. So 7.62 by 39. Just had to make sure that it was that and not 300. So see the difference between the two? Now, I love my AR-15 platform, but to be honest with you, that 7.62 by 39 is going to pack a mean punch. Can you still do the work with the AR-15? Absolutely. Now, they make hollow points in these calibers. They will be more pricier, but honestly, if you're going to rifle at that point, I mean, do what you need to do to protect those around you. But for certain, these two calibers are going to do the work. And when we look at in comparison to the rifle rounds, your 9mm rounds, once I find them. Oh, great job. All right. So we're looking at comparison wise, definitely a big difference between the two. Now, with that being said, let's check out the firearms. So whatever you choose to carry as your, so just for safety purposes, no ammunition in the inside, clear mag well, pull the trigger, nothing in there. So this is a Canic Meta MC9LS. So this particular firearm here is one of my EDCs. Depending on if it's summertime, I've got suit on. It just really depends, right? I've got a couple different options. But the thing I like about the Canic itself is out of the box, right? Out of the box, this thing's got a pretty decent grip on it. And I tell my students all the time, how the gun feels in your hand is so much more important than a lot of other factors, right? Everybody likes the Glock, and Glock is old faithful. It's old reliable for the most part. Stick by it. It'll do the work. Now, when we talk about the Canic out the box, grip's great, trigger, freaking awesome. I mean, out of the box, having a trigger as decent as this particular trigger is, I mean, you get your bang for your buck when it comes down to it. The Canic's price point is roughly about $450, $500, give or take. Could be a little bit more depending on which one you're picking. But it has pretty decent sights right out of the box. I have a Holosun optic, has a closed emitter. So this particular bad boy is ready to go. I mean, out of the box, she gonna do her thing. So when you're looking at your EDC, you want something, and EDC is everyday carry. You want something that's going to really fulfill all of the needs that you have. Meaning you want something that's going to be comfortable, magazine capacity. I think with this particular mag, I have a 18 round mag. So I've got 18 plus 1, 19. So super important with that capacity wise. Optic, I mean, why send a letter through the mail when you can send an email? I mean, the optics just better. Should you know how to shoot with iron sights? Absolutely. But I mean, if you can afford an optic, get one. So now that we've talked about that, right? Handgun. There's so many different ones. My biggest advice would be to any new shooter would be go to the range, preferably. Let's do some one-on-one. Go to the range. We'll actually shoot, and you kind of get a feel for what firearm you really do enjoy. Based upon that, that really puts you in a position to be able to really select a firearm that's going to be good for you. Don't necessarily listen to the guy at the sales counter or your uncle or your brother. Really shoot the firearm, get a feel for it yourself, and really make your determination of which one you want to purchase based upon your own experience. Now, I will say this, though, right? If you take this serious and this does become a lifestyle for you, you will purchase more than one firearm. And if you purchase more than one firearm, you may have one, like I said, that's going to be when you're wearing something a little bit different. You might have a full-size firearm that's going to be a lot bigger than this current one. But when it's all said and done, you'll have options. That takes me into having a rifle, all right? Your secondary option for personal protection should be a rifle. Now, this particular rifle here, this one's my baby. This is one of like the newest builds that I actually have. And this one's an American manufactured rifle. So something like this is going to range anywhere between $600 and $1,000 when you're looking at rifle. When you're looking at a rifle. Now that platform altogether, totally up to you what you choose. This particular one has a radiant charging handle. So just for intensive purposes, magwell's clear. There is no round in the chamber currently. The actual charging handle is locked to the rear. And again, this is a radiant charging handle. This trigger is butter. This is a Geisley, I believe it's a single stage trigger. The link's gonna be below to check it out. I mean, you're talking about making those rounds fly very, very quickly. Geisley, great job, guys. I have a Olight light on the front for those dark nights, those scary things that go bump in the night. We got something like that, right? So super, super dope. You cannot go wrong with a EOTech optic. This EOTech optics, roughly about $600, give or take, where you get it from, used or new. But an EOTech is a optic that has been battle tested. It's used in the military and law enforcement. A lot of folks will use this. Some swear by it, others don't. Do what works for you, right? When it's all said and done, I'm a fan of EOTech. I also have something a little sweet, right? So we talk about personal defense and what items we would use for personal defense. This is a Silencer Co. 46 millimeter hybrid. Now, real quick, why did I choose Silencer Co? Why did I choose the 46 millimeter hybrid? I chose the hybrid for the very reason that I could take this off and put on a pistol. I could take this off and actually put it on another rifle. So for me, that's super important because I want the ability to have the flexibility to go either route. So, 46 millimeter silencer code. I'll link it down in the description as well. I'll tell you guys about what it is. But last but not least, since we already spoke about 7.62 by 39, I think it is only fitting that we talk about this particular baby here. This one is um, a new addition. Got a mag pull grip. This particular AK is by Palmetto. I mean, when you hear that sound, it's time to go to work. That 7.62 by 39 is going to slice through pretty much anything. And when I tell you it's going to slice through it, it's going to do that work, right? This one is probably about 10.5 inches from end to end. Super important. I like the foldable, collapsible stock. Super dope. Get back in action. Bang, 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 bang. I mean, so 7.62 by 39, Palmetto State Armory. There's not a whole bunch on this thing here to really talk about. Um, this particular optic is something like really cheap and generic, honestly. I don't even know the name of it, but it does the trick for now. A lot of these things are interchangeable. So I think a lot of folks get hung up on what they currently have on the rifle and what they want to add to it, what they don't have. These things take time, so be patient with yourself. An accumulation of the firearms that I have has come over years and years. My experience itself has gotten better over years and years. I am an instructor. I do one-on-one classes. I have some classes coming up for concealed carry as well. For Maryland, DC, Virginia, you literally will be able to get Arizona and carry in 38 additional states. The benefit is that No matter wherever you and your family are, you have the ability to protect yourself and them. And honestly, my focus and my goal is to keep America safe, right? Keep the people safe, whether you look like me or not. Giving people the tools and the ability to protect themselves and their families is essentially one of the best gifts I have as an instructor. So I don't take it lightly and I enjoy doing it. So get into a class, get trained, be armed legally, stay dangerous. Instructor Hubbard. See you at the Hub. Peace.